Schools are reopening all across the country, and it's very natural as parents for you to be concerned about its implications for your children, for yourself, for your parents if they are living with you. And I'm here to address some of those concerns. The first question is, why are schools reopening, especially when children are not yet vaccinated? India doesn't have a policy to vaccinate its under 18-year-olds yet, and nowhere in the world has under 12-year-olds been vaccinated. So what is the hurry? It's very natural for you to think, why must I send my children to school under such difficult circumstances? For one, children are greatly impacted by not going to school. While it is easy to learn your physics, chemistry, maths from online instruction, that is not the only reason we send children to school. They learn so much more than their subjects while they are at school. Interaction with their peers and with their teachers teaches them a lot of essential life skills. They learn things like communication, negotiation, how to solve problems, how to interact with others with different backgrounds. A lot of life skills is learned while they are at school, which is missing out now because they are not going to school. These are things that they cannot learn online. And it's not just about essential life skills. Children from underprivileged backgrounds are at much higher risk of dropping out of school completely because because the schools are shut, and they're unlikely to go back into schools. There's a high increase in rates of depression and anxiety and other mental disorders among children because of the lockdown, because they don't have their normal ways of expressing their emotions while at school, because they're not playing with others. All of that is causing a significant loss in social interaction, a significant increase in depression and anxiety, and the rates of child sexual abuse, physical violence against children, and even things like teenage pregnancy, child marriages, all of that is greatly increasing because of the lockdown. And you might think that things like depression and anxiety or even teenage pregnancy, sexual abuse doesn't affect an average Indian household. Let me tell you that all of these things happen across socioeconomic classes. It happens across parental education levels. It happens at all levels, though of course marginalized communities are at much higher risk of them happening. While there is a concern that reopening of the schools will lead to an increase of cases among children, it is to be noted that even if your child does fall sick from COVID, the chances of a child being severely or even moderately ill with COVID is hundreds of times lower than that of an adult. It is to be noted that an article in New York Times said that out of 430,000 deaths, COVID deaths in India, only 1,500 of them have been of children. That is 0.3% of the total deaths have been children. And this is especially noteworthy considering children make up 40% of the population. Of course, children with juvenile diabetes or kidney disorders or other health conditions will be at a higher risk of being severely ill from COVID if they do contract it. So if your child is one of the estimated 50,000 of such children in the country, please consult their pediatrician before you send them to school. It's interesting to note that 175 countries across the globe have opened their schools. So India is not a trailblazer in any respect. It is high time that we actually started our schools because it's going to benefit our children immensely. Of course, a bigger concern than children falling sick is them bringing the virus home to other vulnerable people at home. So what we can do about that is to ensure that everybody at home, everybody over 18 at home is vaccinated. Parents can do a lot to support their children and the schools during this period of transition. First of all, most importantly, impress upon them the importance of wearing the masks at all times. The mask should be on from the time they leave home till they come back, no matter what they are doing, in classes, when they are talking to their friends during the break times, even when they go to the loo. And this is more difficult with younger children, especially if these children haven't gone out in a while and they're not used to wearing masks. They can show some resistance in wearing the mask. So maybe you can have practice sessions at home where they practice wearing masks and they get accustomed to the feeling of masks. You know the popular meme that goes around where the child comes back with another mask saying they traded it for a fancier mask. So you should, I mean, that can very well be reality. So be very sure that you talk to the children about not exchanging masks, not trying on anybody else's fancy masks, but keeping their masks on at all times. Check your child's temperature every morning. Even if you are slightly suspicious that they might be falling ill, please don't send them to school. It is better to be cautious than to infect all the other children in their class. It is important to have a routine for your children. So once they start school, make sure that you set a routine where they get up at the same time, they go to the school at the same time, they do their homework at the same time every day, because having a routine gives a lot of comfort from anxiety to children. Have an open communication with your children's teachers if there are any special concerns that you are worried about, especially if it's anything to do with mental health, their anxiety, their physical health, or if there has been deaths in the family that your child has been reacting to. Please communicate them with the teacher so that the teachers know how to handle them. And of course, follow all the rules that the schools set in place. Encourage your children to also follow the rules that the schools are enforcing. Children show their anxiety in very many different ways, very different from how adults show their anxiety. Children can be more irritable, they can be more angry, they can be more prone to tears when they are anxious. So if your child is unexpectedly more angry, more prone to tears, please sit your child down, give him or her a safe space for them to talk about what is concerning them and answer any doubts that they might have. And also please note that children could be anxious. They've been home for a year and a half, and they've probably, especially younger children, could be unused to the whole concept of going back to school and what all of that entails. So please be prepared for your child's anxiety and know that it is a possibility. I know this is a lot to take in. I know that there are a lot of concerns and questions that you could still be having. And if you want to talk to a counselor, please do reach out to us. We are always here to help you. Thank you.